Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park and Thursday Night Baseball featuring the Marion Swamp Foxes and your Pineville Porcupines. The Porcupines had an amazing game on Tuesday night with a 3-2 win against the Lenore Legends. Stay tuned. We will see you at 7 o'clock for the first pitch. Welcome in, everyone, to Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park. Tonight's matchup, the Marion Swamp Foxes and your Pineville Porcupines. Leading off for the Marion Swamp Foxes, number 26, Joey Current. Current takes ball one. Current takes ball two. Two balls, no strikes here in the first. And he watches one go down the middle. 2-1 count. Current fouls that one off. 2-2 count now. And he lines that to center, and it is caught by the Porcupines for out number one.
Now batting number 5, Noah Brewer.
We have Noah Brewer up to bat now for the Swamp Foxes. He looks at strike one, go right by him. One and one count. Two one count now. Brewer fouls that one off into the netting. We are at 2-2 count right now.
I lost it. It's coming up. I feel it now.
Little low. Now it's full count. One out here right now for the Foxes. And he's down swinging. That's 2 outs.
Strikeout number 1, Porcupines fans. If the Porcupines strike out 10 batters in tonight's matchup, you receive 10% off any repairs or purchases at Big Bicycle Repair Shop. Now batting number 20, Caleb Warren.
Caleb Warren steps up to the plate here for the Marion Swamp Foxes. And he looks at ball one. One and one count here right now with 2 outs. Little low, 2 balls, 1 strike. Two and two count here right now. And he lines it right up the middle. That's a base hit for the Swamp Foxes.
Now batting number 9, Scott Archer.
Now stepping up to the plate for the Swamp Foxes, number 9, Scott Archer. And he lines that up to center, and it drops for another base hit for the Swamp Foxes. And he slides in to get the out. Porcupines survive that inning as they get him running to second. Get him out. Welcome back here to Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park as we see the Pineville Porcupines take the plate for the first time tonight. Batting first is number 8, Cameron Farrell. Cameron takes ball number 1. So 1-0 count right now. Cameron plays his college ball at Coker University. As takes ball number 2. So 2-0 count right now. And it almost hits Cameron right there. So he takes a 3-0 count right now. Let's see if Cameron gets the green light right here to swing. He takes that one for strike number 1. We got a 3-1 count right now. Cameron lines that up to deep center, but it is caught for out number 1.
Now batting number 27, Lucas Martino.
Stepping up to the plate, we see number 27, Lucas Martino for the Porcupines. As he takes ball number 1. Another high one for ball number 2. So we see a 2-0 count right now with 1 out. Lucas fouls that one off. Two-one count right now with 1 out. And he hits it flying high to left and is caught for out number 2.
Now batting number 34, Chris Manriquez.
Stepping up to the plate right now, we see number 34, Chris Manriquez for the Porcupines. As he swings for strike number 1, 0-1 count with 2 outs. Little high to even the count at 1. Chris hits that one high. It looks like it's going to land foul, and it does. Chris plays his college ball at Lander University. His hometown is a little outside of Pineville in Charlotte, North Carolina. As he looks at a 1-2 count right now. That was a ball. So even count, 2-2 count, 2 outs. And Chris fouls that one off again. And that is strike 3 for 3 outs. Still have a 0-0 ball game here as we move into the 2nd inning.
batting number 29, Mitch Green.
Welcome back here as we see the Marion Swamp Foxes take the field for the second time tonight. We see number 25, Mitch Green, step up to the plate for the first time tonight as he takes ball one. As he watches that go by, he evens up the count 1-1. Little inside for ball two. We see a 2-1 count now. And that one bounces in the dirt for a 3-1 count. Green fouls that one off. Full count here with no outs.
Yes.
And it's a little low. It's a walk. So runners on first now for the Foxes.
Now batting number 23, Solomon James.
Number 23, Solomon Jinx, steps up to the plate for the first time tonight. He fouls that one off. And looks at that as he takes strike two. Runners on first for the Foxes. Throws it to first as he was leading off by a good amount. Checks him again over there at first. And that is hit to short. Thrown to second and thrown to first for the double play. Porcupines get a double play right there to make it 2 outs. Stepping up to the plate, we see number 8, George Gofston. He looks at that for strike number 1. Down the middle again for strike number 2. 0-2 count, 2 outs. And he fouls that one off. So we see an 0-2 count here with 2 outs here in the second. And that bounces in the dirt. So 1-2 count now here. Oh, got him with a strike 3. So we will see you when the Porcupines take the plate.
Score still stands.
Welcome back to the broadcast as we see number 31, Ethan McClain, step up to the plate for his first time tonight. As we still see a 0-0 game here in the second.
Let's go, let's go. We got a ball court
Ethan takes strike one. Ethan McClain plays his college ball at Belmont Abbey. He is from Blacksburg, South Carolina. As he swings for strike number two. And that one's a little high for ball one, so we see a 1-2 count here. As he swings and fouls that one off into the netting. And he fouls that one off again. Still see a 1-2 count here for Ethan McClain. And that's called for a ball, so now we see an even count, 2-2 count. Hopefully the Porcupines can get something going here, as Ethan had a multi-hit game on Tuesday night. He cranks that one out in the right field. See you later, Ethan McClain with a home run here to get things started for the Porcupines to get them up 1-0 here. That ball was cranked to deep right. And the Porcupines are on top 1-0 here in the second.
Porcupines fans, if the Porcupines score 7 runs tonight, tonight's matchup, we receive one free scoop brought to you by Carolina Scoops Ice Cream. That is now 1 of 7. Now batting number 35, Calder Garris.
Now we see number 35, Calder Garris, step up to the plate tonight. As he cranks it to right, but that will be caught for out number one.
Now batting number 10, Derek Fay.
So now we see number 10 up to bat for the Porcupines, Derek Fay. Swings and misses for strike one. Fouls it off into the netting for an 0-2 count with one out here. And that one's a little high for a 1-2 count now.
Yeah. Oh, 0-0. Bottom of the first.
Oh yeah. Next thing.
I'm getting nervous. Legit team.
That one is called strike 3 as he watched that one go by. So now we see 2 outs here.
Number 21, Jackson Hughes.
Stepping up to the plate now, we see number 21, Jackson Hughes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play. You need to know first play. I'm just gonna play.
As he watches strike 1 go right past him.
Sorry, we took all the chairs. That ball was peas.
We see Jackson's here from Wellington, Florida. That's his hometown. He's the only one on the Porcupines roster from Florida. As ball 1, so that's an even count, 1-1 for Jackson. So 1-1 count here with 2 outs. And that's down the middle for another strike called. So we see a 1-2 count now. And check swing said he was safe, so 2-2 count. That was a little high. So now we see a full count here with 2 outs. And that was a little low. So that's a walk. Jackson's on base now. So we got runners at first. Stepping up to the plate now for the Porcupines, we see number 17, Tyler Rokes. Rokes cranks it to center, but that will be caught for the 3rd out. But Porcupines are on top, 1-0, after we see a huge home run into deep right by Ethan McLean. We will see you next as the Foxes come up to bat.
1-0 after a solo shot.
Welcome back to the park. We see Swamp Fox's number 7, Jack Daniels. Excuse me, Bryce Daniels. So he swings for strike 1. And he takes that for ball 1. So we see a even count, 1-1 count. And he shows bunt. That will be a strike for a 1-2 count now. And that's a little high for a 2-2 count. He watches that go by for strike number 3.
Strikeout number 3. 7 more and claim 10% off at Dick's Bike Shop and Repair. Now batting number 3, Gerald DeBalco.
So now we see number 3 come up to bat, Jared DeBalco, for the Swamp Foxes. As he watches that one go by for strike number 1. Swing and a miss for strike number 2. And that one was a little outside, so 1-2 count now. Bows that one off into the netting. So now we see a 1-2 count with 1 out. As he cranks that one, but it is foul down the left field line. So Gerald here staying alive for the Foxes. So we see still a 1-2 count. And barely fouled that one off. So 1-2 out, or 1-2 count with 1 out. That ball is hit into right. An amazing sliding grab for the Porcupines out in right field. Amazing catch by number 27, Lucas Martino, out in right field for the Porcupines. That's 2 outs right now. So now we see number 26, Joey Current, up to bat for the Swamp Foxes. As he watches strike number 1 go right by him. And that ball is high up in right field, and it is caught by Lucas Martino, who made an amazing sliding grab. So that is 3 outs. We will see you in the bottom of the 3rd. Score still stands 1-0 Porcupines. Welcome back to Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park as we see number 11 step up to the plate for the Porcupines, Emerson Marion. So he takes ball number 1 for a 1-0 count. That one bounced for a 2-0 count now. As he watches that one go by, so now we see a 2-1 count. And Emerson fouls that one off. So 2-2 count right now for Emerson. Emerson plays his college ball at Rockingham Community College. As check swing said he's safe. So now it's a full count. As he hits that one right past the shortstop for a base hit for the Porcupines. So Emerson is on safely at first. So now stepping to the plate now, we see number 8, Cameron Farrell. So no outs right now and runners on first for the Porcupines. As he looks like he's going to steal, and he is in there safely at second. So Emerson steals in scoring position now at second. So that puts the Porcupines in scoring position again. And Cameron shows bunt there. So now we have a 2-0 count right now. Runners on second, no outs. And Cameron shows bunt again, but that's called a strike. So we see a 2-1 count now. So 2-1 count here for Cameron. That is a little low. So now we see a 3-1 count. And it looks like Cameron calls time there as he steps off. So still 3-1 count. as he shows bunt again, but it is fouled off. Emerson on second looked like he was running there. So Cameron steps back up with a full count now. And that is bounced in the dirt. So the Swamp Foxes walk another one.
27, Lucas Martino.
So now the Porcupines have runners at first and second. And now we see number 27, Lucas Martino, step up to the plate. So the Porcupines have no outs and runners at first and second. As that one is bounced in the dirt for ball one. So it looks like we got a mound visit for the Swamp Foxes right now. See what's going on. No outs. Porcupines have runners at first and second.
Oh, some damn leniency. Someone's gone. You know,
So the Porcupines still have the lead right now, 1-0. And they look to add on to that as they have runners in scoring position. Runners on second and first as the mound visit's over. And we see Lucas step back up to the plate with a 1-0 count. And he looks that right down as it goes straight down the middle for an even 1-1 count now. As the pitcher looks back, as Emerson was off the bag by a little bit. So still 1-1 count here for Lucas. As he swings and misses for a 1-2 count. You would only hope the Porcupines can do something right here with no outs on the board. And runners on second and first to add more to that 1-0 lead right now. So 1-2 count as he swings and a miss. So that's out number one. But Emerson stole. So now we have runners on the corners. Runners at first and third. As we see number 34 come up to the plate, Chris Manriquez. So 1 out. Runners on first and third. See if we can add on to the lead here. As Chris shows bunt. And the runner. Oh, he's in there safe. He stole. He was in there. A little confusion from the Swamp Foxes there. They didn't really know if he was going back to first or continue stealing to get on to second. So now we have runners in scoring position at second and third with one out here. So Chris looks at an 0-1 count right now. As that is a little low for a 1-1 count. As that ball is skied to center. But he tags up to score another run. Oh. So Cameron is now to third, and the Porcupines have scored in another run. So it's 2-0 now, Porcupines.
Now batting number 31, Ethan.
As Cameron is in safe at third. So good RBI and a tag up to score in another run for the Porcupines here. So now up to bat, we have the hot hitter number 31, Ethan McLean, who in his last bat cranked a home run to deep right. Let's see if he can do it again, or at least score in one of our runs here with 2 outs. As he takes ball 1, so 1-0 count here. So Ethan cranks it down the right field line again, but it is foul. From my angle, that looked like that was almost fair. I thought he had another base hit to score in another run. But now we just see a 1-1 count with 2 outs and still runner on third. As he looks at that go by for a ball. So 2-1 count now for Ethan. And that is way outside for another ball. So we see a 3-1 count here with 2 outs. Three one count here for Ethan. And that is a little low. So Swamp Foxes walk another. So now we have runners in scoring position, but now on the corners. So first and third, as we see number 35 for the Porcupines up to the plate, Calder Garris. Calder, our catcher from the Citadel, been hitting the ball very well for us lately. See if he can continue as we have runners on first and third here with 2 outs. As he watches that one go by for strike 1, so we have a 0-1 count. That ball is fouled off. So now 0-2 count. Here for Calder Garris. So 2 outs here, runners on the corner. See if Calder can do something here. As that is another ball, so we see 1-2 count here. As the pitcher looked to throw it to first, as Ethan had a little bit of a lead off there. And Calder steps back up with a 1-2 count. As he swings and a miss for out number 3, but we still see the Porcupines up. So it's 2-0 now Porcupines as the Swamp Foxes come up to bat here in the 4th. We will see you next. So welcome back to the broadcast as we see number 5 for the Swamp Foxes, Noah Brewer, up to bat. As he looks at that one go by for ball 1. So 1-0 count right now. And he fouls that one off to left. And that one is called a ball for a 2-1 count right now. And swing and a miss. So even count now, 2-2. And that is hit up the middle, as that will be a base hit for Noah. So he stops at first. So now no outs for the Foxes and runners on first. As now we see up to the plate number 20, Caleb Warren for the Foxes. As it looks like he takes Ball one, so we have a 1-0 count right now. Swing and a miss to even up the count 1-1. As that sounded like that was a broken bat. Porcupines go for the double play, but looks like they only get one.
Now batting number 9, Scott Archer.
So now for the Swamp Foxes, we see number 9, Scott Archer, up to bat. Porcupines tried the double play, but only got one, so the Swamp Foxes have runners on first now, with 1 out. And that, he watches that go by him for strike number 1, so a 1 count. As they make sure that he stays there on first. Number 20 for the Swamp Foxes had a pretty good lead off there. And that is fouled off into the netting. So it's a 1-2 count now, here with 1 out. Runners on first. Looks like Scott Archer coming all the way from Washington, the state. Pretty long haul for him. Now in the North Carolina League now. So we see him hit that one, and it does drop. So puts players on first and second right now for the Swamp Foxes with only 1 out.
Number 29, Mitch Green.
So now it looks like we see number 29 up to bat, Mitch Green for the Swamp Foxes. As he has runners on first and second with only 1 out here. And he's swinging a miss. The first pitch goes by him. So strike number 1, 0-1 count. As he looks like he calls time. Mitch steps back up to the plate here. And that looks like that was a little high for ball 1. So even count, 1-1 count right now. As Mitch fouls that one off into the netting behind us. So 1-2 count here for Mitch. 1 out. Runner on second is going, and he is called out. So 1 runner stole at second, but we got the lead guy out at third for the Porcupines. So that's 2 outs now. So even count, 2-2 count, 2 outs. Runner on second for the Swamp Foxes. as that is called a little low. So now full count here for Mitch. As he fouls that one off. Staying alive, still full count. 2 outs here, runner on second. If you're just joining the broadcast, Porcupines are still up 2-0 right now. As that ball by Mitch is fouled off again. As that ball is skied to left, but foul.
Oh, you said the other catcher for the other team? No,
So still full count here with 2 outs. As that is ball 4, so that's a walk. So runners on first and second now for the Swamp Foxes. As we see now, number 23, Solomon Jinks up to bat for the Swamp Foxes. With 2 outs, runners on first and second. As that ball is cranked into center, but not hard enough as it is caught for the 3rd out. So we still see the Porcupines up 2-0 right now. As they come up to bat, we will see you next. Welcome back to Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park as we see the Porcupines step up to the plate again. As we see starting off number 10, Derek Fay for the Porcupines. As it's a swing and a miss for strike 1. And that hits Derek Fay in the back. So that'll they'll load him up at first.
Number 21, Jackson Hughes.
So now we see number 21, Jackson Hughes, up to the plate for the Porcupines. Jackson also gets hit. So that will load him up at first and second. 2 back-to-back hits by the Swamp Foxes. Throwing a little out of control tonight. So after that, we see number 17 step up to the plate for the Porcupines, Tyler Rokes. As he swings and a miss for strike one. Well, if you're the Swamp Foxes, you definitely don't want to see them load up the bases off hitting the batters like that. So now, Porcupines are in scoring position as we have guys on first and second with no outs. As that one is fouled off by Tyler. Tyler Rokes fouls that one off again. So 0-2 count right now. No outs. Runners on first and second for the Porcupines. As we see Tyler call time there. And he steps back to the plate. As that almost hits Tyler. So now it's a 1-2 count. That was close to hitting him for the third batter in a row being hit. So 1-2 count for Tyler. And that one is high and gets away to advance the runners. So now Porcupines have runners on second and third as that wild pitch goes behind the catcher. So Tyler steps back up to the plate here with no outs and an even 2-2 count. So that's a little outside. So ball 3, that makes it a full count. Full count, no outs, and runners at second and third for the Porcupines. Hopefully we can get something going again to extend our lead from a 2-0 lead right now. As that is fouled off. So Tyler Rokes staying alive here for the Porcupines with no outs here. And that is hit to right, but that is going to be foul. So still full count here. As Tyler's staying alive here. And that is hit. And it may drop, and it does. To scoring some more. Great hit by number 17, Tyler Oakes, there to score another run, making the lead 3-0 Porcupines. So now runners on first and second for the Porcupines, still no outs, and extending our lead 3-0 here as we see number 11, Emerson Monbaron, step up to the plate for the Porcupines. And he watches that go by him for strike number 1. So the Porcupines are getting something together here as we are up 3-0 now. Hopefully they can extend that as they have runners in scoring position and runners on first and second here. 0-1 count. And Emerson takes ball 1, so even 1-1 count now. Emerson fouls that one off. So 1-2 count now. Emerson plays his college ball at Rockingham Community College. From right up the street, Charlotte, North Carolina is his hometown. As pitcher throws it to second, but he goes back safely there. So now still a 1-2 count. Emerson comes back up. And that is a little low. So we see an even 2-2 count here with no outs. And that is called strike 3 for out number 1 for the Porcupines. But still runners at first and second with only 1 out. As we see number 8, Cameron Farrell, step up to the plate. So 0-1 count here for Cameron as runners take off, and that will stay in for a base hit. So now we have bases loaded here for the Porcupines with 1 out here.
27, Lucas Martino.
As we see number 27 step up to the plate for the Porcupines, Lucas Martino. With bases loaded and only 1 out. See if we can extend that 3-0 lead here. So Lucas swings on the first one for strike 1. Looked like Lucas was looking for a grand slam there. So 0-1 count right now. As he cranks that one, and that is in. Scoring some more runs for the Porcupines. And he slides and he is safe. So big hit by Lucas there, just scoring some more runs for the Porcupines.
That is now 5 runs out of 7. If we reach 7 runs, you get a
So it is now 5-0 now. Porcupines
Now batting
with
number
only one
34,
out.
Chris Manriquez.
And now that hit puts runners on first and second here as we see number 34 step up to the plate, Chris Manriquez. That's big for the Porcupines, just what we needed to put us up 5-0. As Chris takes ball 1. So 1-0 count. Still runners on first and second with only one out. Let's extend this lead even more. And that is cranked up to center, as that is going to score in another run. So Porcupines are up now, 6-0, as their bats are getting to be hot here. So now Porcupines have runners at first and second again with only one out. And it is 6-0 Porcupines, as the fans are electric here tonight. So it looks like there's going to be a mound visit right now for the Swamp Foxes to talk things over, as the Porcupines bats stay hot here early. 6-0. Looks like that is going to be an early exit here for Marion Swamp Fox's pitcher, number 12. So we have a new pitcher, number 19, on the mound here for the Marion Swamp Foxes. So if you were just joining the broadcast, the Pineville Porcupines bats are getting hot here early, as we are up 6-0 right now with only one out and still runners on first and second.
Now batting number 31, Ethan McClain.
Welcome back to the broadcast, as we've seen a pitching change from the Marion Swamp Foxes. And now power hitter number 31, Ethan McClain, steps up to the plate for the Porcupines with runners on first and second. Ethan started off the game early for us with a 1-0 lead, cranked home run to the right field. And runners still. So now runners are on second and third, as he is slid in there safely to third. Number 27, Lucas Martino, slid in safely. So Ethan steps back up as he hits that one back into the netting. So 0-2 count, one out here, and runners at second and third.
I was waiting for like the fielders. Nobody knows. It's okay. That was on there.
See if the Porcupines can extend the 6-0 lead here, as it is thrown in and a little high. So it's a 1-2 count now here. One out and runners at second and third. As that is a little high to even it up. 2-2 count now here for Ethan. That ball is fouled off again into the netting. Ethan's staying alive here. Still 2-2 count. And that is fouled off again, as Ethan stays alive, hoping to continue this big 6-0 lead for the Pineville Porcupines. We can only hope that he keeps it staying alive. As that one is called ball. So that makes it a full count here for Ethan. So full count here, one out. As that is fouled off again. So full count here for Ethan. As that ball is skied high. And it is caught for the second out.
Now batting number 35, Coder Garrett.
So that was caught for the second out, but Porcupines still have runners at second and third. As now we see number 35 step up to the plate for the Porcupines, Calder Garris. Calder steps up and looks like he takes time. So as Calder steps back up to the plate, we see that one drop in for strike number one. So 0-1 count here, two outs. Let's hope the Porcupines don't leave runners stranded here on second and third, as that ball is way high. So even 1-1 count now. And that ball is fouled off. So 1-2 count now. 2 outs and runners still on second and third. As that's a ball, so even 2-2 count now. Calder steps back up to the plate.
He's trying to push it between him and between batters. It's not possible.
As that is called strike 3. And Calder Garris just got tossed from the game. As he didn't like that call at all. Welcome back to the broadcast as we see the Marion Swamp Foxes step back up to the plate. We see number 8, George Gustafson. As he looks at that go by him for strike number 1. 0-1 count right now.
If he gives up a run, it's on her.
As he cranks that one to left, and that is in for a hit, as he will stay at first. So now we see runners on first for Marion.
Now batting number 7, Bryce Daniels.
So now we see number 7, Bryce Daniels, step up to the plate for the Swamp Foxes, with now runner on first. And he swings early, and that is 1-2 for a double play for the Porcupines. So that is 2 outs now here for beautiful infielding here for the Porcupines to make it a double play. So now for the Swamp Foxes, we see number 3 up to bat, Gerald DiBalco. As he hits that one and it drops in. So runners on first again for the Swamp Foxes. Now we see number 26, Joey Current, step up to the plate for the Swamp Foxes. With runners on first again. As catcher throws it to first real quick. So still 2 outs here. As he looks at that, goes right by him for strike one. Even count, 1-1 count now, 2 outs. As he throws the first to make sure that he is not taken off. So 1-1 count here. And that is lined in the center, and that will drop. As it looks like he is going to go home. So the Swamp Foxes score their first run of the night to make it a 6-1 ball game here. That is a double. So 2 outs still here. Now we see number 5, Noah Pruer, up to bat for the Swamp Foxes with runners on second. 2 outs here. And that is hit to short. And bouncing catch, good pick by Ethan at first. That's 3 outs. The Swamp Foxes do score 1, but the Porcupines are still up 6-1. As we will see you in the bottom of the 5th. We'll see you next. So welcome back to Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park. Beautiful night here in Pineville, North Carolina. Great baseball weather. As we see the Porcupines step back up to the plate, we see number 10, Derek Fay. As that is a little low for ball number 1, 1-0 count here. And that is called strike 1 for an even 1-1 count. That is hit, but called out. So that's 1 out here early.
Now batting number 21, Jackson Hughes.
Now we see number 21 step up to the plate for the Porcupines, Jackson Hughes. As he takes ball 1. So it's a 1-0 count here early for Jackson as he fouls that one off behind us. As that is ball number 2, so we see a 2-1 count here for Jackson. Jackson Hughes plays his college ball at Hillsborough Community College. And that almost hits him, but is called strike. So now that is an even 2-2 count. As Jackson fouls off another one behind us. He's staying alive here in the count. Still 2-2 count. And that is bounced in the dirt. So that's a full count now here for Jackson. Only 1 out. As Jackson steps back up to the plate. Full count here. And that is fouled off again behind us. Jackson's not giving up. He's staying alive here in the count. Still full count here. And that is in the dirt, so that's going to be a walk. So Porcupines put one on at first with 1 out. Now it looks like we see number 17 for the Porcupines up to bat, Tyler Rokes. It's only 1 out here. Runner on first, and Tyler Rokes up to bat. And it's in the dirt and thrown to second, but he is in there safe. So he is in there safely at second. So we see a 0-1 count here. And that ball is in the dirt as runners will advance. So now Porcupines got a runner on third. And Tyler Rokes with a 1-1 count, only 1 out here. Hopefully the Porcupines can extend their lead here. And it's a swing and a miss for Tyler, making it a 1-2 count. And that is bounced to short, and they're going to throw it home to get the easy out at home and not let the lead runner score. So now that's 2 outs. But Porcupines do put another runner on the bag at first.
Now batting number 11, Emerson Montgomery.
So now 2 outs here. Runner on first. And now we see number 11, Emerson Monbaron, up to bat for the Porcupines. As the pitcher throws it to first, but he is safely back to the bag. So Emerson steps back up to the plate here with 2 outs. And that is thrown but a ball. So 1-0 count. As the pitcher throws it back to first, but he slides in there safely. Still 1-0 count. So that's thrown a little high to make it a 2-0 count here for Emerson. And that is cranked down the left field line, but foul. So as Emerson steps back up to the plate, we see a 2-1 count here. That ball is high, and runner score. He's in there safe. So Porcupines have a runner on second now as he stole. So Emerson steps up to the plate again with a 3-1 count. Runner on second. As he checks, but it's still safe. So now that makes it a full count here with 2 outs, runner on second. Can the Porcupines score in another run to extend the lead? As the pitcher checks second, but no one was there to throw it to. So full count here. And it's a swing and a miss for 3 outs. Porcupines still on top though, 6-1. So we'll see you next.
batting number 20, Caleb Ward.
Welcome back to the broadcast as we see the Swamp Foxes back up to bat. As we see number 20, Caleb Warren, up to bat for the Swamp Foxes here in the 6th. As he takes an early strike one call. He's a little inside, almost hit him. So that evens up the count, 1-1. And that is strike number 2 to make it a 1-2 count. As that one's a little low to make it an even 2-2 count now here for Caleb. And big swing and a miss to make it out number 1 here.
Now batting number 9, Scott Arthur.
So now we see number 9, Scott Artzer, up to bat for the Marion Swamp Foxes. As that is called ball 1 to make it a 1-0 count here. And that is in there as he watches that for strike number 1. Even up the count, 1-1 count here with 1 out. As that is high and inside to make it a 2-1 count now. So that is fouled off. It's now eating up the count at 2-2. So he watches that one go by him for out number 2.
Porcupines fans, that's strikeout number 5. You're halfway there to getting 10% off at Dick's Bicycle Repair.
So 2 outs now.
Now batting number 29, Mitch Green.
So now we see number 29 up to bat, Mitch Green for the Swamp Foxes with 2 outs here. As that is called ball to make it a 1-0 count. That is skied high. And miscommunication out there in the outfield for it to drop. Putting Swamp Foxes on the bags. So we got a runner for the Swamp Foxes on first now. Little miscommunication there for the Porcupines. So now it looks like we have number 23, Solomon Jinx, up to bat for the Swamp Foxes. As they have a runner on first now, but 2 outs. As that one's in the dirt for ball 1. That is a little low for ball 2, so we see a early 2-0 count here. And that one's a little high for a 3-0 count. So will Solomon get the green light here to swing, or will he take it? And he thought about it. So that's in there for strike number 1, making it a 3-1 count. Still 2 outs. Runner on first. As that ball is cranked. And it is off the fence. As the Swamp Foxes score in another run, making it a 6-2 ball game now. Still the lead by the Porcupines.
Now batting number 8, George.
As that ball was cranked into left center. As we have a little word at the mound. So Swamp Foxes have runners in scoring position at second now, with still 2 outs. But the Porcupines still take the lead 6-2. As it looks like the Porcupines will have a pitching change here. So if you're just joining in now to the broadcast, the Porcupines are still up 6-2 right now, as they look to have a pitching change with 2 outs here. Looks like the Porcupines will put in number 4, Colby Helms. So he will take the mound here with 2 outs. So he will take a couple warm-up pitches, and we shall get started here shortly. Yeah. So new pitcher for the Porcupines, number 4, Colby Helms.
New pitcher for the Porcupines, number 4, Colby Helms.
As he takes the mound and throws it to number 8, George Gustafsson. As that will be in for an early strike 1 in a 0-1 count. 2 outs here. Swamp Foxes do have a person on second in scoring position. And he looks at that one as that is strike number 2. Colby throwing the heat early here. And that is chopped to second. And that is out number 3. as Porcupines don't let anyone else score here. And the Porcupines are still up 6-2, as we will see you in the bottom of the sixth. We will see you next.
Carolina Scoops.
So welcome back to Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park. So we see the Porcupines take the plate again. We see number 8, Cameron Farrell, up to bat. As that is in the dirt for ball number 1. So early 1-0 count. And that is a little outside for a 2-0 count here for Cameron Farrell. And that almost hits him. So that is a 3-0 count here early. So we'll see if Cameron gets the green light to swing here. And that one almost hits him, but the ump calls it a strike. So now it is a 3-1 count. But that one is in for ball number 4 for a walk to put a Porcupine on first. So now it looks like we see number 27 up to bat for the Pineville Porcupines, Lucas Martino, with a runner on first. No outs here. And that is a little low for ball 1. So 1-0 count here for Lucas here. And that is fouled off behind us. So that makes it a 1-1 count here. And that is fouled off again here for Lucas. So he's staying alive. 1-2 count. Still runner on first with no outs here. And the pitcher checks him back at first, but he slid back in there safely. So Lucas here with a 1-2 count. And that is going to be a little high. So now an even 2-2 count. And little high. So now we see a full count here for Lucas. Full count, runner on first. Here's the pitch. And that is in for out one. Out number one.
Now batting number 34, Chris Manriquez.
So now we see number 34 up to bat for the Pineville Porcupines, Chris Manriquez. So one out here early, still runner on first. Chris steps up to the bag. And that is skied high. And third baseman comes in here to make a catch. So that's out number two. Runner still on first here.
Number 31, Ethan McClain.
Now the Porcupines see hot hitter number 31, Ethan McClain, who had a big home run here early. As he takes strike one, 0-1 count. And the pitcher throws it back to first. But he is in there safe. Still 0-1 count for Ethan. And that is in there for strike number two. So 0-2 count here with 2 outs. Runner on first. The pitch to Ethan. A little outside for ball number one. 1-2 count now. As that is in and cranked to first, but he got it for out number 3. But we still see the Porcupines on top, 6-2. We will see you in the 7th as the Porcupines are up 6-2. We will see you next.
Daniels.
Welcome back to Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park. As we see the Swamp Foxes take the plate again, we see number 7, Bryce Daniels. As that almost hits him. So that's a early 1-0 count. Swing and a miss to even up the count, 1-1. Little outside, 2-1 count. And that is right down the middle as he watches that go by for an even 2-2 count now. Swing and a miss. That's out number 1.
That is strikeout number 6 for the Porcupines. Just 4 more strikeouts for 10% off at Dick's Bicycle Repair Shop. Now batting number 3, Gerald DeBalco.
So now we see number 3 up to bat for the Swamp Foxes, Jared DeBalco. As that's a little low for ball 1. So 1-0 count here for Gerald. And that is hit, but that is caught by the first baseman, Ethan McLean. So that's 2 outs.
Batting number 26, Joey Curry.
So now we see number 26 up to bat for the Swamp Foxes, Joey Current. Here with 2 outs. The pitch is a little low for ball 1. So 1-0 count here for Joey. And that is right down the middle for strike 1. Evens up the count, 1-1. And a little inside. So 2-1 count. As that is a swing and a miss for an even 2-2 count. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 3 outs. Porcupines get it done right there for 7 strikeouts for the game tonight. And the Porcupines are still on top, 6-2. We'll see you at the bottom of the 7th.
batting number 13, Connor Murphy.
Welcome back to the broadcast. We see number 13, Connor Murphy, up to bat for the Porcupines.
I just guessed. I saw it was a C. I just guessed it was Connor. You see the skill copy?
As that is in for a ball, so a 1-0 count right now. As that is hit hard but fouled down the right field line. An even 1-1 count now. And Murphy hits it to short. And that is thrown in. But he is called out. Looked like a tie to me. But the ump saw otherwise.
Now batting number 25, Nate Firstman.
So now we see number 25, Nate Firstman, up to bat for the Porcupines. It's his first appearance of the night. Substitution. And that is called for strike one. So we see an 0-1 count with one out here. And a swing and a miss. So 0-2 count here for Nate. So that is a little high for the first ball. So 1-2 count here. One out. So that's a swing and a miss for strike number 3. That makes it 2 outs.
Now batting number 21, Jackson Hughes.
So number 21 for the Porcupines steps up to the plate, Jackson Hughes. 2 outs here. As that is fouled off behind us. Jackson steps back up to the plate. And that is called strike. So 0-2 count here. And the pitch is in for strike number 3. 3 outs. But the Porcupines still have the lead here, 6-2. We will see you next in the 8th as the Swamp Foxes come up to bat. Welcome back to Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park as we see the Swamp Foxes take the plate again. We see number 5 for the Swamp Foxes up to bat, Noah Brewer. As that is in for an early strike one call. 0-1 count. And that is in for strike 2. 0-2 count. As Noah watched both of those go by. And that was in for strike 3. Swing and a miss by Noah. That was some heat thrown by number 4, Colby Helms, out there on the mound.
Now batting number 20, Caleb Warren.
So now we see number 20 for the Swamp Foxes up to the plate, Caleb Warren. And that's a swing and a miss by him. 0-1 count here early. Another swing and a miss. 0-2 count. Colby Helms throwing some heat here tonight for the Porcupines. Hopefully he can continue that. It looked like a strike, but called ball. 1-2 count now. And that one's a little low. An even 2-2 count now. As Caleb steps back to the plate. And that is fouled off behind us in the netting. Still 2-2 count. And that is a little low. Full count now here. And that is bounced up to the middle, and that it looks like that will be a base hit for the Swamp Foxes. As he stays on first. So runners on first here, 1 out.
Number 9, Scott Arzer.
As we see number 9 step up to the plate for the Swamp Foxes, Scott Arzer. Runner on first. Has a decent lead right now. And that is cranked. And diving, but it drops in as runners are now on the corner. So runners on first and third now for the Swamp Foxes. 1 out. As we see number 29, Mitch Green up to bat for the Swamp Foxes. If you are just joining the broadcast, the Porcupines struck early. Still up 6-2 here in the 8th. As number 29, Mitch Green, steps up to the bag. Runners on first and third for the Foxes. And that is in there for an early strike 1 call. And swinging a miss to make it a 0-2 count now. And the pitch is in. Little low, stealing for second, goes by him. That will score in another run for the Swamp Foxes. That will make it 6-3 now. As the runner is in safely to second. So now we got a runner in scoring position for the Swamp Foxes. He's in at second. 1 out still. And Mitch steps back up to the plate. The pitch is fouled down the left field line. So 1-2 count here to Mitch. And that is cranked down the left field line again. So Mitch is staying alive here for the Swamp Foxes. So 1-2 count here for Mitch. Runner on second, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 8th. And that is strike 3 called. So that makes it 2 outs now.
We are 1 strikeout away for 10% off at Jake's Bicycle Repair Shop.
So that is a total of 9 strikeouts here tonight for the Porcupines, as the pitching performance has been amazing tonight. So now we see number 23, Solomon Jinx, up to the plate tonight for the Swamp Foxes, as he takes ball 1, 1-0 count. And that is in there for a strike, an even 1-1 count. 2 outs here. The Porcupines can only hope to keep it a 6-3 lead right now, as that is a little in. So that is going to be ball 2, 2-1 count. And swing and a miss to even it up. 2-2 count. Solomon steps back up to the plate. The runner for seconds, still in third. And he's in there safely. So that puts runners on third for the Swamp Foxes. Full count, 2 outs. This will be for the 10th strikeout of the night, if he can get it. Full count here. Here's the pitch. Little low. So that puts runners on the corners, first and third, for the Swamp Foxes with 2 outs. Looks like there's a little meeting on the mound right now. We'll see if Colby stays in the game, or there will be a pitching change here late for the Porcupines. So if you're just joining the broadcast, the Porcupines struck early for a 6-3 lead right now over the Marion Swamp Foxes. There's a little meeting at the mound right now. 2 outs. We'll see what the Porcupines end up doing here. And it looks like number 4, Colby Helms, will stay in the game for the Porcupines, as he has been pitching phenomenal tonight. So as the meeting on the mound ends, runners on first and third. Here's the pitch. Little low. Ball 1, 1-0 count. That's a swing and a miss. 1-1 count here, 2 outs. Runners on first and third. As that is in for another ball to make it a 2-1 count. The pitch is cranked down and past the shortstop. That will score in another run for the Swamp Foxes as they are creeping back into this game. It is now a 6-4 game. Pineville Porcupines still on top. 2 outs, as looks like there might be a pitching change here. And there will be a pitching change tonight as Colby Helms exits the game. But nothing but respect here for the Porcupine fans, as well deserved, as he threw some great innings here for the Porcupines. So now there's a meeting on the mound to see who will be the next Porcupine pitcher. At the bottom of the 8th, 2 outs. Looking to get that last out and hope that the Marion Swamp Foxes don't creep back into this ball game, as the Pineville Porcupines have a 6-4 lead right now. So new pitcher number 5, Clayton Sherwood, for the Pineville Porcupines, as he warms up a little bit.
New pitcher for the Porcupines, number 5, Clayton Sherwood.
Well, if you were just joining into this broadcast, the Porcupines still have the lead 6-4 right now, as the Marion Swamp Foxes have slowly crept into the lead. But they are still down by 2 right now, as we will hope that it stays that way. So Clayton Sherwood takes a couple more practice pitches on the mound before we get this game resumed again. So number 14 steps to the plate, shows bunt, goes past the catcher. So now the Swamp Foxes have runners at second and third here. So the wild pitch advances the runner for the Swamp Foxes. Now they have runners on second and third. As there's 2 outs. And that's ball 2 to make it a 2-0 count. And that's down the middle for strike 1. That makes it a 2-1 count. As that's a little low and in the dirt. 3-1 count now. That is fouled out in the dugout. Full count now with 2 outs. Hopefully the Porcupines can get out of this jam. And it's a swing and a miss. They did. That's 3 outs. And that is the 10th strikeout for the Pineville Porcupines.
Show your ticket at Nick's Bicycle Repair Shop to receive the 10%
So
off.
now it is a 6-4 lead for the Pineville Porcupines as they get out of that jam. That was the 10th strikeout for the Pineville Porcupines. And we will see you next as the Pineville Porcupines take the plate.
Now batting number 17.
Welcome back here to Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park. As we see the Porcupines take the plate again, we see number 17, Tyler Rokes, up to bat. As he takes an early strike one call. 0-1 count. And that is in there for a ball. So evens up the count 1-1 now for Tyler Rokes. That is a little high. 2-1 count now. As that is cranked to the third baseman. The third baseman mishandles it, and Tyler Rokes is in safe at first.
Now batting number 3, Declan O'Hara.
So that was cranked to the third baseman as Tyler Rokes gets in there safe at first. That will probably be counted as an error. As now we see number 3, Declan O'Hara for the Porcupines up to bat. As he shows bunt and gets it. And that is misplaced by the pitcher. And it looks like runners will be safe at second and third. Looked like an easy out at first. Mishandled by the pitcher, thrown into the dirt. So Porcupines advance here early. No outs. Have runners on second and third.
Now batting number 8, Cameron Farrell.
So now we see number 8, Cameron Farrell, up to bat for the Pineville Porcupines, as it looks like the Marion Swamp Foxes will have a meeting at the mound. Might see a pitching change here for the Swamp Foxes.
We are 1 run away from one free scoop of ice cream at Carolina Scoops.
So meeting at the mound, it does look like there might be a pitching change here for the Marion Swamp Foxes, and there is. Looks like it will be number 13, Christian McElroy, pitching for the Marion Swamp Foxes. Pretty good crowd here tonight, here in Pineville, North Carolina. Beautiful night for a baseball game. Amazing weather. Couldn't ask for any better. There's still a meeting at the mound and pitching change. So now after getting everything settled at the mound for the pitching change, Porcupines still have runners on second. We have bases loaded right now with no outs, as we see number 23 up to bat, Nicholas Curtis. So bases loaded for the Pineville Porcupines, no outs, and we see number 23, Nicholas Curtis, at the plate. From Coker University is where he plays his college ball at. And swing, and that is fouled off into the netting behind us. And that ball is fouled off again. As he is staying alive. 0-2 count. And that is cranked. And they will throw it home to get the lead runner out for the first out. Still bases loaded.
Now batting number 34, Chris Manriquez.
So bases still loaded for the Pineville Porcupines, only one out. And we see number 34 step up to the plate, Chris Manriquez. As he takes ball one. 1-0 count here early. And that is in there for a strike to even up the count, 1-1. Chris plays his college ball at Lander University. And he is from right here in Charlotte, North Carolina, right up the street. As the pitch is in. And outside for ball two. Making it a 2-1 count. Here, one out. And the bases are loaded here for the Porcupines. Hoping to score in some more runs to pad the lead a little bit. As that is another ball, making it a 3-1 count. So that ball is hit, and he throws it home again, and it's over the first baseman's head. So that will score in a run for the Porcupines. So not all bad there, even though they threw the lead runner out at home. Throwing it to first throws it over the first baseman's head, and that scores in a run, making it 7-4 lead by the Pineville Porcupines. Now runners are on the corners, first and third. And we see number 31 up to bat, Ethan McLean. 2 outs, but it did score and run. As that is strike one called. And the catcher didn't even throw it to second. So now the Porcupines have runners on second and third. And that's a swing and a miss. Making it an 0-2 count now. 2 outs here, runners on second and third. Hopefully the Porcupines can pad their lead a little more. They're up right now 7-4. As the pitcher takes a little break, and it looks like there's another meeting at the mound between the pitcher and the catcher for the Swamp Foxes. So after that quick meeting, we will see Ethan McLean step back up to the plate. As that is a swing and a miss. And that is out number 3. But we still see the Porcupines on top, 7-4. We will see you in the 9th inning. We'll see you next as the Swamp Foxes come up to bat. Welcome back to Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park. As the Swamp Foxes are back up to bat here in the top of the 9th, as we see Gerald DeBalco up to bat for the Swamp Foxes. As that is a 0-2 count. And that is a little inside, almost hits Gerald. So that'll be a 1-2 count now. Here at the top of the 9th. as that is a little in the dirt for an even 2-2 count now. And that is strike 3 for out number 1 as he watches that go by him.
Now batting number 26, Joey Curran.
So now we see number 26, Joey Current, up to bat for the Swamp Foxes, as he fouls that one off in the netting. Quick 0-1 count here. As that ball is cranked into left, all the way back to the warning track, but caught by the Pineville Porcupines to make that a quick 2 outs. Only 1 out remaining. And the Porcupines will get the win here at home. So now we see number 9, Scott Artzer. My bad. Substitution, number 2, Christian Riley, up to bat for the Swamp Foxes, as it is a quick 2-0 count here, 2 outs. Only 1 to go, and the Porcupines secure the win at strike 1 to make it a 2-1 count. And he watches that go by him for strike number 2 to even up the count, 2-2. Porcupines fans are on their feet, hoping for another home win. And that hit him on the helmet, in the head, as that pitch gets away from him, putting the Swamp Foxes on the base. Runner on first, 2 outs. As we see number 20 up to bat for the Swamp Foxes, Caleb Warren. So 2 outs, runners on first. The pitch, a little outside. And he will advance to second base, as the catcher didn't even think about throwing it. So Caleb steps back up to the plate. And that is going to be strike number 1, 0-1 count. 2 outs here. They have a runner in scoring position on second. And that's a swing and a miss to make it an 0-2 count. Oh, 2 count. Here's the pitch. And that is cranked right back to the pitcher and caught. And that's the ball game as your Pineville Porcupines win 7-4. Big home win for the Porcupines here at Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park. We thank you for watching. Drive safe and have a great evening. Porcupines win your final score 7-4. Thank you, and join us again for another game on Tuesday night.